Hey, this is Lee from Clubs New Zealand, and today we're looking at how to add liquid products into the ClubPOS system. So by a liquid product I mean a tap beer or wine or a spirit where we're bringing it in as a bottle or a keg and we're selling it in a smaller amount by the glass or by the jug. So if we go into back office here, log in with your code, go to Explorers, Menus and Others, and down the bottom left hand corner here we've got New Item. Give it a name, so in our case it's going to be Lee's Lager. Don't need a translated name, but you can put that in there. Now the unit is the important part, so in our case we're bringing it in as a 50 litre keg. Now we've set these units up ahead of time, but I'll show you how to set those after we've entered this product in. So in this case we're bringing it in as a 50 litre keg, and we've already got our jugs and glass sizes set up in there, and we're going to turn off print to kitchen because this is a beer, we don't need it to be going to the kitchen. If you like up here you can choose a cost price, so we're going to say it's $235 for one of those, and you can set your group and your report group tap beer. You can have a barcode, but we're not barcode scanning, so we're not going to use that. And the important bit down here is the bottom selection, our allow unit wise item selection. When we turn that on, that gives us our different ways that we're going to sell the product. So because we've got the unit set here, we've got this ticked here, that's how we get these different options on this side. So we're going to put in some prices. We're going to go $9 on a pint. It's $14 for a pitcher. It's $12 for a jug. And it's $3.50 for a glass, cheap glass. Okay, you can set the tax group here, it'll default to GST, but if you want to, you can select GST there as well. Course and recipe and printer group are to do with restaurant selections if this was in a restaurant and they were restaurant products. So we're going to save that, that's all we need to do now. Actually, we'll look at these other tabs up here. Modifier groups we don't have to worry about. Packaging and recipe unit, also not being used for this particular product, could be for like a cocktail, you could do a recipe. The button style, now if you wanted to have an image here, then you could click on the three dots and choose an image. We'll just do this picture of a cocktail for now so you can see it come up with something, but you can go upload and then send it up from your memory stick. So if you had a USB stick you could plug that in and then copy the picture from there, or just go online and copy one down. But if you wanted the right size, you're best to put it onto a memory stick. And then we can just go select here, and it gives us that image for that particular beer. Not a very good example, but the idea's there. And in the inventory selection here, you can choose reorder and replenish level if you wanted it to give a warning when you get down to a certain amount of stock. Cool, so we're going to save that and go OK. And if we now go into our menu page designer, so we've created the product but we haven't put it onto a keyboard layout yet to be able to sell it. So in our categories here we're going to go to tap beer, and you'll see here these are our current selections. If we hit the plus button on any of these we can add another product on there. So we're going here and we're choosing Lee's Lager, and we're going to select that, and there you see it with the particular picture that we chose there. And then the one thing to remember on this page, hit the save button here, the little wee save button. If you don't do that, it won't remember the changes you've made. So that's the important button there. Let's see if it worked. So we'll close out of back office, we'll go into our bar, log in, we're going to put this on my account, and we're going to tap beer. And you see there we've got Lee's Lager, and we can sell it as a pint or a pitcher or a jug or a glass, and we're paying by cash. Now we can look at how to set up the units. So if we go into back office and log in, and then click on inventory and then units, and this is where we can set up the different divisions that we've got for bottles and kegs. So if we have a look, for example, at the tap beer 50 litre, you can see that it's being sold as a pint. 50 litre keg is the base unit. Pint, pitcher, jug and glass. So if we edit that, we can see how it's been set up. If we look at the 50 litre keg, you can see it's a base unit, and it's hidden from the sales screen because we don't actually sell a keg over the bar. So if we look at a 500ml pint and we edit that, you can see that the conversion rate is 100, and it's a 500ml pint, so that means 100 500ml pints fit into a 50 litre keg. So it's actually 0.01 of a 50 litre keg. We want to make sure it's stock countable, and we don't hide it from the sales screen because we do want to be able to sell the pint. Okay, so if we were to set up a new one from scratch, let's look at how to do that. First thing we do is create the group, and let's say this is a 700ml spirits. So we go spirits, 700ml. Oh, some bad spelling there. I'm kind of doing this at a weird angle typing, but so spirits 700ml. We'll scroll down a bit so we get to there, and then we're going to create a new unit. So the first thing we have to do is create the bottle. So we go 700, just use any code, it's a 3-digit code, and we're going to say here that it's a 700ml bottle. Display name we'll keep the same, 700ml bottle, and we're going to say it's the base unit, so that makes it the each product, and we're going to hide it from the sales screen because we wouldn't sell a 700ml bottle of spirits. So we will go OK to that, and you'll see now we have 700ml base product there under our unit group. Now we're going to sell it also as a nip and as a double nip. So we'll go new unit here, and we'll set up what do we want to call it here? Whoops, we'll say 15M for 15ml, and we're going to call this a single nip. Display name also will be single nip. Now our conversion rate, how do we work this out? Well, we know we've got a 700ml bottle and we want to put 15ml, so we need to know how many times 15 goes into 700. So to do that, we get our calculator and we go 700 divided by the 15 mils that we want to use there, and we find that it's 46.66. So we put that into our conversion rate, 46.66, which means that we get 46.66 15ml nips out of a bottle. So we'll go OK to that. So we look down here, we've now got our single nip, and we need to create another new unit for the double nip, and we'll call this 30M. We'll say it's a double nip. Double nip, and our conversion rate therefore is going to be 700 divided by 30 mils, so it's a 700ml bottle divided by our 30ml nips, and of course it is 23.33. one double nip is 0.042863 of a 700ml bottle. So that's correct. Now we've got that set up in there. Anytime that we bring in a product that uses a 700ml spirits bottle, then this is already set up in here for us. We don't have to touch this again, and we can use it for adding products. Just one more quick thing we'll do here just to show you. So for example, we've got a tap beer 50 litre. We previously had a 350ml glass that we were using. Say we change our glass size and it's now a 300ml. We'd want to go in here, we can edit this, change this to say that it's a 300ml, change the calculation. So we do that by going, it's a 50 litre keg, so it's 50,000, and it's divided by our 300 mils, 300, and that equals 166.66. So if we change that now to 166.66, and that's all you'd have to do, and then all of your tap beers now would be calculating correctly with the right size glass just by changing that one single thing on there, rather than having to go through and change all the products like some systems have. So we'll go OK on that, and you'll see now our tap beer 50 litre has a 300ml with 166.66. So that's very simply how the units work. You need to set up your units first before you start adding products, and otherwise once all your units are in there, whenever you add products you can just select the right unit for the bottle size or keg size that you're bringing in.